In those days, it was completely different from now. No computers, for example.
I have a desktop, a laptop, and a touchpad.
I do stress out without email.
I had about 70 to 80 records in my collection.
I have hundreds of CDs.
I have over 1,000 MP3s, movies just in my pocket.
We had one black and white television with 2 channels.
I'm actually thinking about getting a 3D TV now, just for movies.
Yeah, things were very different then. In those days, things were slower, but we felt there was movement. We felt that things were progressing.
I was born in the 1960s, and technologically, they were way ahead of the game even then.
I wasn't born then, but I do know KEF's pedigree.
I was in my 30s when I first bought my KEF speakers. I'm 85 now, but it feels like it could have been yesterday. In the 1960s, I was working in London. I'm an architect, and the technology seemed to be going at such a fast rate that I couldn't wait to get real high fidelity. I was also fortunate in having a friend, I call him my guru, because he worked for a firm of manufacturers of recording equipment. And one of his jobs was to assess the quality of all their competitors' equipment. And as a result of this, he was able to tell me quite emphatically that KEF were the people to go to, and as a result I got perfect fidelity. My guru was right.
Me and my wife absolutely, love our music, and we love our movies. So the early 90s was actually quite an exciting time for us with the advent of home theatre, which meant that we could effectively bring the cinema into our house. So I mean, from VHS onto DVD and now Blu-ray, KEF have just been ahead of the curve. We've now got the KEF T205 system with fantastic sound out of something so slim and so stylish. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal.
I've always loved new technologies and design. I have all the latest gadgets from laptops to desktops to iPods to touchpads, you name it. So I was looking for a system that covers everything, from movies to music to gaming. Another aspect that I always take into consideration is the design. It has to look good. So it was an easy choice for me. It had to be KEF and nothing else. I rushed out to buy the KEF home theater system just actually before my wife actually gave birth, so that we can install it and get it ready by the time our baby arrived. And I have to say, it has fulfilled all of our needs, from the output quality of the sound to the design aspects of the system.
Raymond was a real stickler and a classical music lover.
He knew very much what he was doing in terms of target audiences.
I've always heard from people who actually knew Raymond Cook that he was just a really, really great guy and a really nice boss.
If there's one key legacy that Raymond has left us, it is in fact his original big idea.
His drive was to introduce new technology when he first founded the company.
To be in absolute control of the production process.
We're still constantly trying to improve the tools that we've got to develop the technology to make ourselves better than everybody else.
That work was really driven by some of the engineers who've worked at KEF over the years, who've really included some of the best names in audio.
In 50 years' time, I think we can expect to see a lot more use of digital signal processing.
I think greater performance out of slimmer, more elegant enclosures will continue.
I really hope that KEF technology is going to be pushing things forward.
It's hard to even imagine what we could do.
Things that we haven't even dreamed of yet.
It's very difficult to predict whether in 50 years' time we'll still be using refinements of the same technology or something dramatic, very new to the world of physics we haven't thought about yet.
Where it'll stop, I'm not quite sure. I don't know, there must be a limit.
It'll certainly be an interesting 50 years.
I'm glad that I've been around while these advances have been made in the technology of recording.
Where do they go from here? You can only speculate.
Come back and interview my daughter in the next 50 years.